Hello students, today I am going to discuss you about the valence bond theory. This is an important topic in chemical bonding chapter, and I know students have lots of confusion about the valence bond theory because the concept is not clear. Most of the times they think that they have to just memorize how the valence bond theory work. So it's not a definition that you have to memorize. This is a concept that how a molecule looks like, why the molecular geometry is tetrahedral, octahedral, trigonal, planar. So that can be explained by a theory which is known as valence bond theory. So now you can see the valence bond theory actually explain the formation of sigma and pi bonds in a molecules. So we all know that compounds use s, p and d orbitals, sometimes if orbitals also to make the bonding. And we also know there are two types of bonding. One is a sigma bond and one is a pi bond. So how the sigma bond forms? Sigma bond forms when there is a face-to-face overlapping of the two orbitals. And the pi bond forms when there is a parallel overlapping of two orbitals. Now if you look at the first structure where you can see two s orbital, that is face-to-face overlapping. So this is a sigma bond due to the s orbital overlapping. Now in the second case you can see this is again a sigma bond because due to the overlapping of face-to-face overlapping of s and p orbital. Third one is also forming a sigma bond due to overlapping of two p orbitals. So it's like a 2px orbital. There is a face-to-face overlapping and it forming a sigma bond. Now in the third picture you can see it's a parallel overlapping. So two p orbitals, let's see that they are py orbitals. So two py orbitals, this is a parallel overlapping and they are forming a p-pi bonding. So it's a pi bond. Now same kind of thing can happen when a d orbital and a p orbital there is a parallel overlapping. So let's assume that's a py orbital and this is maybe dxy or dxz, any d orbital which there is a parallel overlapping and is forming a pi bond, that is called p-pi d-pi. And the third possibility is that when two d orbitals overlap parallelly, that is called the d-pi d-pi bonding. So I think now it is clear to you that what is the main difference between sigma bond and the pi bond. And that's the main essence of the valence bond theory. So when there is a face-to-face overlapping, that is called sigma bonding. When there is a parallel overlapping, that is called the pi bonding. Now let's explain the hybridization model, and for that here I have taken the carbon atoms. So we all know what is the electronic configuration of carbon. Carbon is 6 atomic number, so it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So this is the ground state. Now what happened when it become excited? So now here you can see that one electron from the 2s is jumping to the 2p orbital because here you can see one p orbital is empty. So one s orbital from 2s it jumps to the empty p orbital and that things happen in an excited state. Now hybridization. So here the hybridization is sp3. So that means 1s and 3p orbital. So now what is happening here? 2s and in the 2p there are 3p orbitals. Now they get mixed and they are forming a sp3 orbital. So these four orbitals you can see these are degenerate. That means the energy level is same. No energy difference between these four orbitals of sp3 because now 2s and 3p orbitals from the 2p they are get hybrid and they are forming a new orbitals same energy level, that is called the sp3 hybridization. Now if you look at this structure, so this is the carbon sp3, 3 sp3 orbitals. So this is the red color one is the 3 sp3 orbitals and each sp3 orbitals contain one electron. Now these sp3 orbitals are overlapping with the 1s orbital of hydrogen. So these are blue color. So these all are face-to-face overlapping. So that means these all are sigma bond. This is sigma bonding because it is face-to-face overlapping, and that's the structure of the methane molecule. This is a simple molecule. I have taken methane. So carbon has 4 hands. Usually we write in that way, and here we can write the hydrogen like that. So what is behind that? What is the science behind that? How it forms? So this is the structure. This one is the science behind that. That carbon is sp3 hybridization. So now each sp3 orbital overlap with the 1s orbital of hydrogen, and it forms 4 sigma bonds. I'm going to discuss sp2 hybridization on carbon atom. So now we are all familiar with what is the electronic configuration of the ground state of carbon atom. Now in excited state, what is going to happen? So one electron from the 2s jumps to the empty p orbital. Now it is a sp2 hybridization. So that means 1s and 2p orbital. So here you can see that 1s and 2p orbitals. 1s means not the 1s, means I'm talking about the 1 orbital from 2s. So that means 2s and 2p orbital, they become mixed and they form a sp2 hybrid orbital. So now sp2 hybrid orbital, this is the contain 3 orbitals, and each orbital contain 1 electron. And sp2 orbital, these 3 are degenerate, means there is no energy difference between these 3 orbitals. But this is the 2p orbital which is not getting hybridized. It is like a separate, and it also contains 1 electron. So this is a structure has been given here. So this is the carbon, this is carbon, and this carbon has sp2 orbital, and each sp2 orbital contains 1 electron, and this carbon having 1 p orbital. So if I draw the p orbital like that, so let's assume the p orbital is like that, the black one, not the blue one. This is the p orbital. Let's assume it's a py. So py is also contain 1 electron. So this is the structure, this is the molecular structure of the carbon which is get hybridized, sp2 hybridized. So this carbon is sp2 hybridized. That's their bonding pattern. So now let me take a simple molecule. So this molecule is ethene. Now how this molecule, this carbon is sp2. So now let's explain that how their bonding pattern. So carbon is sp2 hybridized, and you have to be careful when you are drawing that it should be trigonal planar. So you cannot draw randomly. Always try to maintain 120-degree bond angle. Now another carbon. So these all are sp2 and contain 1 electron. Now these two sp2 orbital is a face-to-face overlapping, so it's forming a sigma bond. Now 4 hydrogen 1s orbital, they are going to be overlapping with the sp2 orbital of carbon. So it is a face-to-face overlapping. So these are all 1s from hydrogen. And these are sigma bonding. So how many sigma bonding here? Here we can see total 5 sigma bonding. One is, here I can write 1 sigma bond carbon-carbon, sp2 orbital face-to-face overlapping, 4 sigma bond carbon-hydrogen. So there is face-to-face overlapping between the sp2 orbital and the 1s orbital of hydrogen. Now here we have 1p orbital. So let me draw the p orbital like that. Now p orbital having one electron. So now it will be a parallel overlapping. Due to parallel overlapping, there will be a pi bond. So how many pi bond? Only one pi bond. And it is due to the p orbital parallel overlapping, a pi bond is forming. I hope it is clear that what is the sp2 hybridization on carbon atom and how this hybridization model helps to explain the molecular geometry and their structure. Now I'm going to the next hybridization, that is the sp hybridization. And again here I have taken the carbon atom. So now here you can see sp means we are taking one s and one p orbital. So same way the ground state is like that, 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Now in excited state, one electron from the 2s jumps to the empty 2p orbital. Now hybridization is sp, so that means one s and one p orbital is going to hybridize. So this is the way you can see it is one s and one p is getting hybridized, and we are getting sp, and two p orbitals are, it's nothing, it's not participating in the hybridization, it is like 2p only. So here each sp orbital contain two electrons, one electron, so the total 2 electrons, and 2 electrons in the 2p orbital. So now how it looks? So if you look like that, so it's like this is the carbon, and this is sp, one sp, this is one sp. So this one you can see it's a 180 degree. So it's a linear structure. So sp hybridization means the structure will be a linear. Now here you can see here actually we have drawn this carbon. This carbon having sp. So each sp orbital is containing one electron. So now one sp of right hand side carbon and one sp from the left hand side carbon, they are overlapping and they are forming a sigma bonds. Now the carbon, both side carbon, they have one py orbital, contain one electron, and they have another electron, that's, let's assume it's a pz orbital, they also contain, the pz orbitals also contain one electron. So now there will be a parallel overlapping between the py orbitals, so a pi bond will form, and again there will be another overlapping between the two pz orbital, so one pi bond will form. So how many sigma bond we are getting? Carbon carbon one sigma bond, that is due to the face-to-face overlapping of sp orbital, and two pi bonding we are getting. One is due to parallel overlapping of py orbital and another parallel overlapping of pz orbital. Now it has one sp orbital having one electron. Now these one sp orbitals are overlapping with the 1s orbital of hydrogen. So that means another sigma bond, two sigma bonds are forming. So here how many sigma bonds we are getting? So this is one sigma bond, that is due to carbon carbon sigma bond, that is due to sp orbital face to face overlapping. Now two sigma bond CH, and that face to face overlapping is sp and 1s. Now there are two pi orbitals between carbon and carbon. So this is p pi. I can 2 p pi overlapping. So I think now it is clear that the difference between sp3, sp2 and the sp hybridization on carbon atom, and due to this kind of hybridization, the molecular geometry is going to be changed. Like sp3, these are tetrahedral, all hydrogen carbon hydrogen bond angle is 109 degree, wait a minute. Now if I go to the ethene molecule, so here this carbon is sp2, both the carbon are sp2 hybridized. So the bond angle between hydrogen carbon and hydrogen is 120 degree, and acetylene, here both the carbon are sp hybridized. So the bond angle is 180 degree.